Do you like PS1 graphics? Do you like the world of Blade Runner or Cyberpunk? Had fun with Dead Space? Fan of third-person shooters and sword-based melee combat games? What am I even talking about? I had a chance to play a demo of an upcoming action horror game, and the next video will answer all of your questions. And I'm confident to say this PS1 style indie game will definitely blow your mind. Oh, and the game that I'm talking about is...
A dream really can change the world. All it needs is a nurturing hand.
Yes, I said indie game, but do not get discouraged by it. Just bear with me for a minute. I came across this game on X and followed the page a few months ago and then just kinda forgot about it. Until just recently when a new post popped up on my feed and I saw that there is a demo available. Slight disclaimer, for now the demo is only available for patrons, but soon there should be a public demo as well soon. So I decided I'd take one for the team, and I supported the devs on Patreon and got my Steam key within an hour. And while I saw a trailer and some gameplay footage, just when I booted up the game I realized what I'm getting myself into. The music just like I'm booting up Cyberpunk, the PS1 aesthetics oozing from my screen. The atmosphere is so thick I couldn't believe it. This game is a sheer testament that not graphics what make a great game. I mean, I would flip that on its head because they kinda do, because the PS1 style graphics do not take away from the experience but rather add to it. As for the story, I let the devs introduce it for you.
In the retro future of 1998, Sydney 3 is controlled by Goliath and the militarized police that enforces the corporation's control. Deep in the lower levels, a parasitic threat is growing and the people of the city are in danger of being overwhelmed. The only one who can save the city is Chloe, a young detective from the S3PF who has become the unwilling host to a parasitic gauntlet that allows her to summon the power of Samurai Unicorn.
So we get a demonstration of the core gameplay with a level including 3 sections, the Goliath offices, the basements, and a boss fight with a Dream Eater. Yes, it is one of those games with flashy terms and names for characters, creatures, objects, and the setting. It kind of feels like jumping into the world of Metal Gear for the first time, where everyone seemed to speak a different language.
The password is, "Who are the Patriots?" and Lali Lulelo.
Lali Lulelo.
This could be off-putting for some, but intriguing for others who are ready to dive deep into a carefully established world. The game can be controlled with either the keyboard and mouse or with your joypad, but the devs recommending the joypad, so that's what I stuck with as well, in my case with an Xbox joypad. You are able to move with the left stick and be able to run with holding the B button. You can move also the camera around with the right stick. One slight note for the camera system. While you're able to adjust your camera with the right stick, it's a pain in the ass that you have to do it all the time manually and there is no quick button to reset the camera or slight automatic camera adjustment built in. I think this exact camera system was present in the original Spyro and Soul Reaver games. Well, and probably in many other old PS1 games, but for both games the remasters took really good care of it. Just an example to follow for the developers if they wish to adjust it. When it comes to combat, you can aim with the left trigger and simply shoot with the right. Easy stuff. There is also a auto lock / auto aim feature which seems very useful in the beginning, but not in terms of all enemy types. More about this a bit later. We also get a inventory, seemingly no limited slots for any items as much as I'm aware. The inventory management goes as far as you can have limited items at your disposal during action. For example, you can only hold 2 weapons and scroll between those 2 during gameplay, but your inventory is still able to hold multiple ones. So this provides more like a tactical aspect to your gameplay style rather than limited inventory management. However, all the weapons come with limited ammunition. It is something to point out because most of the time you will be aiming manually and you have to be very precise with your aim. And if you are bang average like me, you can run out of ammo pretty quickly. And I don't want to complain that much about it because again, maybe I was pretty bad at aiming, but it also gave me a unique scenario where I had to evade the section's last 3 enemies without any ammunition and until I was able to get my hands on the shotgun and some extra ammo in the storage area. which led to a very tense but satisfying ending to this section, to be fair. Later down the road we can get our hands on an automatic rifle as well. All weapons are pretty unique and thankfully obviously different how much damage they could cause. As for the lack of handgun ammo and difficulty spike, once I get my hands on the shotgun, the game got pretty easy pretty fast. But until then, well, I must say I died a couple of times. But look, there is nothing wrong with a learning curve. It even makes the gameplay more satisfying once you master it, especially if you replay the game multiple times. Thankfully, to counter this, in some spots there are auto saves and save terminals as well to perform manual saves if it's necessary. Although I only counted 3 auto save spots within the entire stage, unless I missed 1 or 2. As for the save terminals, there were 2 available, one in the offices and one in the basement. One pretty big bug I noticed: seemingly there are 3 save slots which you can use to save your progress and even overwrite any of the 3, but seemingly I could only use up 2 slots and I was never able to overwrite any of my saves. Funnily enough, the first time I haven't even noticed it, so I paid the ultimate price, because there was a graphical glitch, an action prompt stuck on my screen, so I wanted to get rid of it. So I reloaded the game after my last save just to notice the game did not reload at the most recent save point. You know, the save system being a very basic feature in any game, I'm sure this will be ironed out. Apart from the graphical glitch and the save state issue, I only encountered a single bug, but more about it a bit later. I must say, apart from the graphics, atmosphere, soundtrack, the smooth animations of Chloe and the enemies, and the amazingly well-produced cutscenes just make me feel like I'm playing a AAA game. As earlier I said, the game heavily borrows from Cyberpunk with the soundtrack and the world design, from Dead Space with some of the environments and the enemies. Because yes, when it comes to enemies, you can take a guess how you can get rid of them. Yes, that's right. Great guess, you have to go for the limbs. We have 5 enemy types in this demo. We have the vermins, which are the base enemies. These enemies basically cannot be pierced with body shots or headshots. You have to go for the legs or the arms and stop them once they are down. Sounds familiar, right? Just be careful, they can still deal damage while on the ground. At my first attempt, I entered the storage room first, guarded by 2 of these enemy types who simply manhandled me just in mere seconds. Since at first I had no idea how to beat them and had not much ammo with me so I would be brave enough, I took another route where, well, a prompt greeted me explaining how to deal with these guys. But even knowing how to deal with them, these enemies still can cause trouble. They can run pretty fast, they can dodge, surprise attack you and deal a lot of damage. And yes, healing items on contrary on ammunition are pretty scarce, so you gotta be careful. Our second enemy is this tank-like enemy, which is very fast and can deal more damage, and has an attack which you cannot block at all and which is indicated when the enemy turns to red. Oh yes, there is a block feature as well in this game, but it really comes useful once you get hold of the samurai unicorn. More about that a bit later. However, once you obtain the shotgun and if you can aim, unlike me, this enemy is no match for Chloe either. 2 or 3 shotgun shells and you can go stomping. There are also these small crab-like enemies from Half-Life who emerge from these alien egg-like things, which you can destroy in advance if you don't want to risk to be attacked by surprise, but the price would be of course using up your ammo, maybe in vain. Then you can also encounter another bulky tank-like creature, and I love what the devs did here, because you can completely miss this guy or even avoid if you encounter it. But if you risk the encounter, as a reward you will get an automatic rifle and more ammo. And while the encounter was on, I could still just dodge him and escape, but just to have fun I tested the new weapon on him. And well, let me tell you, this gun just made a pate of this guy pretty quickly. Now I would be pretty happy about the game as it is so far, but the point of this game was made, the main feature, I haven't even spoke about it yet. Between the offices area and the basement, Chloe basically gets attacked by a parasite, attaching to her and giving her extra perks when it comes to fighting. With obtaining Samurai Unicorn, basically Claw gets a special attack, and thus the melee combat system of this game is introduced.
I am a symbiotic organism designed to protect my host.
Well, don't get too comfortable. As soon as we get out of this, you're coming off.
Impossible. Removal will result in the death of the host.
You can summon the Samurai Unicorn in various ways. You can block attacks, attack, parry, and also counter. While using the Samurai Unicorn, you are also using up energy charges for most of its actions. The energy charge meter don't refill over time automatically. You have to find and pick up the charges to refill the meter manually. And these charges are pretty limited within the game, and I only found 2 energy charges to pick up in the entire level. Again, maybe I just missed 1 or 2, but right off the bat, Samurai Unicorn is not a special move that you can abuse freely. By the way, does Samurai Unicorn look familiar to you? Or is there anyone old enough to remember Guyver?
I am the Guyver.
Back to Samurai Unicorn and the last section of the game, the boss fight. According to the developers, in the final game, similar to this level, Claw will get missions to complete. Each mission will represent a stage which he has to investigate, fight through, and each level will end with a boss fight with a so-called Dream Eater. This is where you have to use Samurai Unicorn, and you have to utilize it to full extent. Now, here I ran into slight trouble, and this part of the game I could not fully test because of the save state issue experienced. So during my first attempt I died fighting the stage boss, and the game simply reloaded me at the beginning. And I might also encounter another bug here, because I was just simply not able to select any of my firearms during the stage boss fight. Hell, I rather made my weapons disappear from my inventory. With this concluding the list of bugs I encountered during my playthrough. There is nothing really to worry about here. As much as I can say about the boss fight, I wanted to go for the tactic of shooting the limbs and then as a bonus attack unleash Samurai Unicorn as the game taught me. Now looking back, this might not be the tactic to use against any boss at all. Probably more something like using evade, dodge with Samurai Unicorn, then counter to deal damage, while traditional firearms are not useful at all against any boss. Again, due to the save state issue experience, I could not really test this to the full extent, but I insert here the developer's gameplay on this boss fight.
Like, I guess this is where like the Sekiro at home vibes really start coming into play, when, you know, like it's very much like a sort of parry based boss fight. We often talk about him as if he's like an exit exam, where like you got the unicorn abilities, you've been taught like parrying and samurai strikes and like, you know, how it regains energy.
Replenishing and conservation and all this sort of business.
All in all, Samurai Unicorn is a really ambitious attempt. It is 4 years or more in the making, but it really shows. When I usually load up any indie game, I don't have high hopes, as they usually developed by a single person or a handful of people in their spare time, so simply I cannot have any high standards. But the world I was tossed into with Samurai Unicorn with this highly polished demo just simply blew my mind. And if this video to any extent raised your curiosity, you can head over on Steam to wishlist the game, follow the game on the dev's YouTube channel and on X, or go for the extra mile and support them on Patreon. Given the quality of this indie game, I was blown away how low is the view count of their YouTube channel and how low is the sub count and follower count of their social media pages. So if you're interested in this game and want to see it being completed and released, you can show some love and just support the development by simply commenting and liking their social media pages. I was Gabe and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep gaming.